because then I can actually put them on the training group and we can review them over and over again. So share screen, so anybody else that comes in can actually see it. Share screen.
And everybody see me sitting on the trolley.
All right. Better than sitting on a toilet.
Look, see,
Okay. Where are we? Slideshow from beginning. Okay, I'm going to whip through the first few slides. Okay. Upcoming events. Christmas Showcase in Birmingham on the 26th of August. Asma, you would get a free ticket for that. So if you want to come along, we've got space in the car.
Okay, that's fine. That's very good.
And then we've got the one in Dublin, which is on the 9th of September.
9th. Yeah, I emailed in for tickets.
Pardon?
I emailed in for the free tickets.
Brilliant. And Azifa as well?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, and you've all got chances still to qualify for Las Vegas and for Krakow, which are overseas conferences. Okay, when we join this business, you're going to find lots of different things. You're going to find people who decry what you're doing. What are you doing that for? I know somebody who did that once, never worked for them, blah, 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 blah. And that's your friends. Then you've got pessimists. You've got society in general who don't understand how network marketing works. Fear, will it work for me? Guilt, maybe spending less time with people or wherever else because you're trying to develop your business. And your relatives are the worst ones. But what's going to keep you going is your goals, the reason why you've joined the business. You need to have a goal to understand what you want to achieve from it. Okay. So the first thing is to be coachable. Take advice from those who are most successful. Don't reinvent the wheel. We've got a simple system that works. The idea is to duplicate what works. Don't innovate, just duplicate. Become a good student of our system. Okay, so we have three ways in which people can earn. The first way is through a retail distributor, whether that be online or via catalogues. The second way is becoming a team leader, which is developing a small team of people, helping them to earn some extra money as retail distributors or team leaders. And then there's your business builder, where you get the much bigger incomes. And that's helping people become team builders. Now, you don't build a big income overnight. It does take time. However, we've had people that go from from 0 to £2,000 to £3,000 a month within 12 months on a part-time basis. So we talk about cataloging tonight. Is it worth it? We have two inductions, Asma, one for cataloging and one for online. We always recommend that people go on both anyway. So this is going to help me. So you tell me whether you think it's worth it. This is Jonathan Beck's, and that's all his orders from one particular week. 382 books he collected. He had £143 worth of orders, and he earned himself £875 for 22 and a half hours work, which is not a bad income. That's £39 an hour.
It's 3 weeks wages for me.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, developing a customer base takes a little bit of time, but once you get there, So with our catalogues, what do? Well, we plan where, when, and how. Where? Well, first of all, we recommend that if someone's going to do cataloguing, they do 400 catalogues a week, i.e. 4 drops of 100, 3 drops of 150, or 2 drops of 200, because you need to do the numbers when you haven't got in the early days, just to find your customers. And what we do is we get a map of your local area, and we do what we call a blanket drop, which is we give every house a catalogue. And I say every house. There's 3 types of houses we don't give catalogues to. One is an empty house, which is pretty obvious, but there you go. The second one is where a house has been turned into flats and there's only one letterbox, because if you push it through the letterbox, nobody's going to take responsibility for it. And the third one is what we call student houses, where there's about half a dozen people living in a house. because nobody, once again, will take responsibility for it. The only way you can get around that is knocking on the door and giving it to somebody. There is a website called hopewiser.com, and you go on there and you type in a street name, and it will tell you how many houses are in that particular road. And it's quite useful to do it. We don't prejudge houses. We don't know who's going to buy from us. It's a bit like walking down a road. You wouldn't know from the outside which person buys from Sainsbury's, which one buys from Tesco's, which one buys from Waitrose. You have to ask the question, and that we ask the question by giving them a catalogue. We don't get flititis. In other words, we don't flitter all over the place. We work in a strict formation. We start in an area, work through that area, and cover it off properly. And we ignore other distributors. We need 60,000 distributors to cover the UK properly. We only have 10,000, of which probably a quarter of them only do online and don't do any catalogues. So we need a lot of people. Most distributors who are established have what we call customer bases. For instance, myself and Sean, we got a customer base. In some streets, we only have 1 or 2 customers we service. But people might see our catalogues and think, oh, they cover this area. This is an idea. This is week 1 of a cycle. So what we've done is split an area into 4 different areas. We get week 1 with basically in red covers 400 houses. Week 2, we're now dropping out catalogues in this other area, but we're delivering goods to week 1, and we're also picking up any outstanding catalogues. And then week 3, and then week 4, and then we're back to week 1 again. Now, during this time, we'll knock off a number of people who say they're not interested in. Sorry, just walked in. I get that all the time when we're walking in my house. You get people saying, "Oh, I'm not interested in the catalogue," and whatever else. So we just we expand the area a bit more, so we're still putting 400 catalogues out each week, and we continue doing that for 6 months. So, hints and tips when we're doing cataloguing. First of all, we respect property. In other words, we close the gates, we walk down the path, we don't jump over fences, etc. We are reliable. We call back when we say we're going to call back. And we use callback slips. So what we do is we set up our catalogues, and we put a slip in there to say when we're going to collect them. And catalogues are sort of set up with slips in the front. Okay. And we put them through a letterbox, and then we go back. For instance, on Monday we went back, and there were a number of people where the catalogue wasn't out. We don't knock on the door. We put a little slip through that says, "Sorry, I missed you. I'll call when I came to collect your catalogue. I'll be back again tomorrow." Okay. Basically, we always do tomorrow until you've got a customer base. Something that's really important is these bags should feel nice. If they don't feel nice, then your customers won't even open the bag. Make sure you renew them. Make sure your brochures are all labelled or written on ALA.
Have to get them first.
Yeah. And specialogues. You can change the way your catalogue looks. That's a catalogue all set up nicely. And then next time round, you could change it by just opening up the catalogue to a specific page. Like we've got the handbags.
I put K-Life in front of Clean Easy for a new estate, and more opened the catalogues than they did in the last estate. We're seeing Clean Easy in front. Yeah,
well, that's what we're saying. People are not seeing the K-Life. And we open up on different products, so like fashion and things like that. Depends on the time of year. And therefore, we can promote different products. So we can have a different shop window every time we drop a catalogue. Right, make sure your name and number is at the top. We actually have got a situation in Bolton where Roger had one of his catalogues taken by somebody else, and this person tried to deliver the goods to the customer, the order from Roger. They actually turned it away and would resolve that issue. But don't write your name at the top, you're asking for trouble. And make sure you display your collection tickets at the front so it's nice and clear. Now we say try and plan your time to pick up and drop on the same day. When you're doing blanket dropping, you can go out, you'll find that probably 50% of your books won't even been looked at. So when you finish picking up your catalogues, put them straight back out again. Because you use tomorrow's slips, it's dead easy, just put them straight back out. Better off in somebody else's house than in yours. And make sure you check any orders. We set our catalogues up in such a way that we know it's been looked at or not. And if it's been looked at, we look for the order form, because some people will fill an order form out and not put in their address. Make sure you replace any dog-eared and torn catalogues. And remember that catalogues don't sell anything in your own home. But always have a couple of catalogues in home. Now, Asma, because you're starting with the online kit, initially you'll get 5 catalogues, which you can use to pass around friends and family and close people. And then once you place £150 worth of orders, the company will send you 50 sets of catalogues. Okay, so then you can use them a bit further afield. You can get all the slips personalised. However, that's quite important if you're getting a lot of catalogues. But in the scenario you're in, because Elaine, we sorted yours out for you. Basically, you can just print them off on the website and just personalise them yourself. If you want to get slips printed, that's the website, cleaneasyprinting.co.uk. Now what we do is we build a customer base and we service our customers every 4 weeks. And we record all our customers using a wet book. And there's 2 types of wet books. Wet books are simply books to register where your customers are. This is the one from the company, which is that one.
Still waiting for.
And that is the one you can get from the printers.
Yeah, I use them.
Okay. Or you can design your own. Now it says here aim for 1,000 customers. It's entirely up to you how many customers you have. But if you had 1,000 customers and only 25% of them ordered each month, you'd have a very good turnover. Now some of you might find this difficult, but you need to be reliable and friendly. People won't buy from unfriendly people. And you also want to create a good reputation in people, because your customers will actually stand your ground when other distributors come into the area. Make sure customers know your name. You are the brand, not Clean Easy, not K-Life. It's like if you went to buy ketchup, Heinz ketchup, you don't buy it from Heinz. You buy it from one of their distributors, which might be Tesco's, might be Asda, might be whatever. So your customers are buying from you. You're just selling Clean Easy and K-Life products. The whole idea is to develop a customer base and become customer based, because when that happens, you will find your work reduces massively, but the returns increase. We also then blanket drop again, usually in 6 months' time. Now, for anybody who's got a customer base, they'll be doing it with a Christmas catalogue. Now, this is how things change. When I showed you, first of all, they were putting out 400 catalogues a week in week 1. It then reduces over a period of time to where you're probably only doing 100 catalogues a week, but these are all now going out to existing customers. So the amount of effort that you massively put in reduces massively. Okay. The real benefits are that you start to earn £13 to £20 an hour for the effort you're putting in. It's a massive reduction in time spent retailing. You hardly ever lose a catalogue. I think from last week's catalogues, we've still got 1 outstanding because I think they're on holiday. People know when you're going to call back. It's a sense of achievement. It's a nice little earner and validates everything your sponsor told you to right at the beginning, where you maybe didn't have the belief that you now have. Now, if you're going to become customer based, in 6 months' time, you're going to ignore other agents because you're not worried. You're going to concentrate on making sure your customers get the catalogues, not the results, because you know potentially every single person is an orderer. You will go back for any outstanding books. You won't reinvent the wheel. You will be persistent and consistent, and you won't listen to negative people, because people will say, oh, you won't get any orders around here. Where's another distributor around here, and so on. If that's going to happen, which it will in 6 months' time, take that mantra now and deal with it and do everything that's on that list now. In other words, ignore the agents, concentrate on the activity, and etc. Because the one thing that's guaranteed, if you don't look after your customers, somebody else will. That's Sharon. No, they'll picture Sharon.
I hope she slaps you one day.
She won't, because she knows I like it. Anyway, you'll get good and
I'd
bad
probably laugh.
Right. You will bump into other distributors, and unfortunately, in the early days, you'll lose a few catalogues. There's the bad weather. Yeah, you're living in the UK. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it'll be hot. Just get on with it. Longevity pays dividends. The longer you're in, the easier it gets. And you need to learn to be professional if you want to earn a professional's income. The great thing about our business is we can actually plan our pay. So the first question is, how much do I want to earn? Therefore, how much do you want to retail? And this can be both for online and catalogues. And if you're doing just catalogues, how many catalogues do you need to place? Here's a little what we call ready reckoner. And it says if you get £250 worth of orders a week and go to the far side, you'll earn £270. So that tells you, what you need to do in retail each week to earn the sort of money that you want to earn. And this is on personal sales. This isn't on team sales. How many catalogues does it take to get £250 worth of orders? As many as it takes. We have what we call a personal retail plan, where you can log on exactly how many catalogues you're putting out, how many catalogues you're collecting in, etc. There are a few downsides. The first one is what we call the clean easy flop, and that's where you put a catalogue through a door, turn around, walk away, and behind you you hear as they've opened the front door and dropped it back on the doorstep. You have two options. The first option is to pick it up and take it and give it to somebody else, or the second option, which is the one I prefer, is to basically leave it, because you intended to leave it there anyway. The reason is we have a story from a lady who put a catalogue out, walked down the drive, closed the gate behind her, and saw that the gentleman of the house had left the catalogue outside, put it straight back outside. She left it and went back the following day, and in the catalogue was a £30 order. Now we're assuming that the lady of the house or one of the kids in the house saw the catalogue outside and took it back in and ordered. Obviously they must have done, because there's a £30 order in it. You'll bump into other distributors. First thing that people say is, when I see another distributor, oh, there's no point doing around here. You've got to remember that people will buy from the people they like. The other distributor might be obnoxious, might not be reliable, may not turn up again. So just concentrate on what you're doing and don't worry about other people. You'll bump into a guy called Victor Meldrew. Now, I'm sorry, you might be too young to remember Victor Meldrew, but he was a grumpy old man. Basically,
I remember.
Pardon?
1 foot in the grave.
Yes, that's right. Put a catalogue for a door and he comes, I don't want this rubbish. Just smile at them. Say, thank you very much. You've actually helped me. I was one short on this road. That's helped me out. God bless you, sir. Move on your way and make a note not to drop there again. But don't let him upset you. Wet books. These bags are fantastic because they keep out the weather. Okay. You must, however, make sure they are sealed, and you must make sure there's a slight gap. The reason there needs to be a gap is for air. We have actually had a gentleman take a bag, fill it up with water and leave it outside for us, which is really nice of them. But during hot weather, if you don't leave this little air gap, what you're going to find is this will be, in hot weather, become a greenhouse. And inside a greenhouse, it will create condensation, which actually makes the books wet inside. Also, are wet distributors. It rains. Don't worry about it. You'll find people say, oh, I've thrown it in the bin. 90% of people who say they're throwing it in the bin haven't. They just can't be bothered to go and look for it. So we just turn around and say, Oh, thank you for telling me that. Could you do me a favour? If you do find it, could you please give me a call, because we get charged for doing these catalogues. Nothing nasty, just making them aware. And what you tend to find is, oh, I didn't realise. Oh, let me have a look. And we've got no end of the books back like that. You'll get people who say, I don't want a catalogue. I used to be more confrontational. Now, the thing I used to say, why don't you want a catalogue? And have an argument with them. So I don't do that anymore. What happens is, most households, it's the lady that do the shopping. This is not me being stereotypical, sexist, it's just the way it is. In our house, we have what we call magic cupboard fairies. In other words, we have cupboards full of food and stuff like that. And over a period of time, stuff starts to be used up out of the cupboards. And then one morning I'll get up and I'll find the magic cupboard fairies have been and refilled the cupboards. I think it's the magic cupboard fairies, but it might be my wife, I'm not sure. So basically, what we say to her, if a man says to you, I don't want a catalogue, we tend to ignore it and drop the catalogue again next month anyway. But if it's a woman that tells you, then you can either build up a story, oh, yeah, have you seen the new K-Life range or something like that? And just see if they have. Because some people just still think of Clean Easy just as cleaning products and don't understand the K-Life. And sometimes you'll find this happening. Goes through the letterbox and if the dog gets hold of it. And occasionally you'll find that it does come back with different things in here. We might find an Avon catalogue, we might find other things. So it's important that you must check your catalogues. Once we actually got a fried egg back in one of our catalogues. They obviously felt I was undernourished, or Sharon was, one of the two. So just check your catalogues to make sure that there isn't anything that shouldn't be in there. We've had dog ends and all sorts of things. Okay. Now, when we deliver the products, and you've got a system, because myself and Sharon now, we deliver on a Saturday generally. And when we pick an order, we'll put a note through the door that says, thank you very much for your order, which will be delivered on, it now says Saturday. If this is inconvenience, please ring to arrange a more suitable time. And guess what? They now ring us. Okay. And then we can arrange to either drop it to the neighbour or something else. Now, when we deliver the products, we find products like this, which is banish that mould. Now, people will use this product and they won't know they'll need some more until they take it off the shelf and find it empty or unused. So what we tell people to do is to put one of the labels that you would put on your catalogue onto the product. If you do that, when they put it out the cupboard and it actually says they realise they need some more, they'll have your phone number in front of you and they'll ring you and order some more. So we recommend that you put your stickers on all consumables. You're going to smile when you deliver, be patient. Not. Who is it? It's Clean Easy Man, got your order. Be with you in a second. Looking for my purse. 14 locks on the door. And we always have change ready. We have a bag full of £5 notes, £10 notes, pound coins and 50p's. And so if we're going to the door for an order that's £8.50, we'll take £11.50 with us. So if she gives us a tenner, we'll give her £1.50 change. She gives us £9, we'll give her 50p change. She gives us a £20 note. We've got it all sorted. You can also accept credit and debit cards at the front door. Now, the thing about this is that you have to do it when the service centre is open. And if you're going to do this, you need to have your mobile phone with you so you can receive a confirmation text that the payment's been accepted. Be aware that the debit card payments are processing free, whereas credit card payments currently carry a 1.5% charge. We have very, very few, and actually I think we've only ever had one person pay by debit card. So it's unusual. Now, your trading account is a privilege. The company give you a trading account to trade with. And basically, you have 14 days in which to deliver the goods. and then pay for the goods. At the moment, it's slightly being extended because we've just moved warehouses and we've had some issues with deliveries. Okay, it's important to keep in credit and paying on time to clear your account. Now, Asma, we will talk you through this as it happens when you place your first order, so don't worry about it at the moment. They allow you to trade with their money to give you a positive cash flow, but you have to keep in credit and retail regularly to warrant an increase, but they will give you an increase if you need it. Now, with your trading account, normally every order over £150 is delivered free, but currently it's £100 because we're having these issues with deliveries with the new warehouse. And then after 60 days, all orders over 250 is free delivery. It's currently now at the moment £150 delivery. Under that is £5.95. However, we do have what we call drop shipping. If it's over £50 but less than 11 items, then it's free. If it's under £50, it's £3.95 delivery. Once again, don't worry about it at the moment. You're just starting out, so we'll talk you through how to avoid paying them. But as I said, when we start, we have what we call welcome rewards. And I just want to briefly go through how that can benefit you and your business. Now, part one, the first 30 days from the day that you join. As soon as you hit 125 bonus points, do you know how much that is in euros? Is it about 160 euros?
Sorry, doctor came in. Yeah, about that, yeah.
Okay. When you hit...
Yeah, well, Aoife put in 145 and she had 99 bonus points, so yeah, so about 160 quid.
Okay. When you hit 125 bonus points in your first 30 days, based on cumulative orders, you'll be able to select one of the free rewards. When you hit 500 bonus points in your first 30 days, then you can choose 2 more rewards. And then part 2, the next 30 days, when you complete 1,000 bonus points within your first 60 days, you can choose a further 2 rewards. That's 5 rewards in 60 days. And the rewards can be free catalogues, either Clean Easy, K-Life, or dropship. And that dropship is quite important if you're doing online. Okay. I would also say having some K-Life catalogues is also important when you're doing online, because when customers order from you and they collect or you deliver to them, then they give them a full range. So that's all I wanted to cover tonight, which is just an overview on catalogues. I think I rushed through that quite quickly. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? You're there, Gaz. I didn't know you were online.
Always put your phone number on the order forms.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've just had 4 text messages in the last hour about orders. Obviously, I can't collect them. Obviously, I can't collect them at the moment where I am. You know, that way. But it's handy that people just drop them around.
So you're starting to pick up orders from catalogues now?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Gaz, did you catch most of that? I don't know if he's online or not. Was that okay for you, Asma? Obviously, it's just an overview for...
It's too much to take in, but yeah, it will come in.
Don't worry. We'll move step by step with you. The thing is, you can review these. A lot of our system is covered by videos, which we can go over and over again. At the moment, we're just going to teach you the Facebook system, and then we can move bit by bit. All right.
Yeah.
So move at your pace, so to speak. But it's great that you're online tonight. I really appreciate you taking the effort and time to coming on. All right.
Thank you.
It's a training group where I will be uploading this training later on, so you can listen through it again and play it again and again. That's the whole idea. I usually run a training meeting on a Thursday night at 8:30 for 40 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
If you have any questions or anything at all, don't hesitate to message us. If we're not around, you message on the group, somebody will come back with a response.
Yeah, that's fine.
You on the vodka there, Elaine?
Oh,
Yeah.
painkillers.
All right. Well, Gaz, did you get all that? I don't
He's
know.
muted. He's muted.
I know it's muted. There you go. All right. I'm going to log off and load this meeting up late on the group, and I'll speak to you later. Let me know how you go, Elaine. All right.
No, I've just had a CT scan, so hopefully they'll take it out at this stage.
Oh, good. I
Can't
think.
take much more of it. That's only the stone. It was last out. I'm stuck with the kidney.
Yeah.
Someone wants kidney with a stone in.
Wonderful. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'll speak to you later.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. How